Hello everyone, so today we're going to solve this nice integral. The integral is integration from 0 to infinity x raised to power n multiplied by e raised to power minus x dA of x. Here n is a real number. For this real number we have to solve this integration. So let's start. So our integration value is dependent on the value of x as well as n. So let's say the integral value is I of n and the integration is dependent on this index n. So I'm going to solve this in general for any index n. Okay. Now here the first thing I see here is I have to apply by parts here. Why? Because I have to decrease the power. As soon as I decrease the power of x, I know the integration of e raised to power minus of x. So I'm going to apply here for this kind of question. You have to apply by parts. So let's say this is my first function because I want to reduce the power, and this is my second function. So let's start using integration by parts. So I of n will be equal to first function into integration of second. So integration of this is minus times of e raised to power minus x. Now the lower limit will be 0, upper limit will be infinity, minus integration of differentiation of first. So differentiation of first function is n into x raised to power n minus 1. Now integration of second function is e raised to power minus x, and then negative I'll carry over here, so negative is positive. Now the lower limit is 0, upper limit is infinity, and multiplied by d of x. Now let's solve this. So I of n will be equal to, now here I'm going to put the limits. So first of all I'll take this negative outside. Now to put infinity here, so when we put infinity, I'll get infinity raised to power something multiplied by 1 upon infinity. So for that I have to solve the limit. So I'm writing this as of now x is tending towards infinity, that I don't know, that is x raised to power of n. Now this is e raised to power minus of x. I can write this as e raised to power of x. Now as soon as I put 0 here, negative times 0, so 0 into anything is 0, so the lower limit will be, the value for the lower limit will be 0, plus now I have to deal with this integration. So I'll do one thing, I'll take n outside. So if I take n outside, I'll have the integration 0 to infinity x raised to power n minus 1 multiplied by e raised to power of x d of x. Now I of n will be equal to negative times limit x is tending towards infinity x raised to power of n multiplied by, divided by e raised to power of x plus n times, now for index n this integral is 0 to infinity x raised to power of n e raised to power minus of x. Now if you look here, the power of x is x raised to power n minus 1. So for this index the integral value will be I of n minus 1. Now here I'm going to calculate the value of I of n, I need the value of the limit. So I'm going to calculate the limit separately here. So the limit is limit x is tending towards infinity x raised to power of n divided by e raised to power of x. Now as x is tending towards infinity, this is the format of infinity by infinity, this indeterminate format. So if I getting this indeterminate format, I can apply a L'Hopital rule here. So for L'Hopital rule, I am going to differentiate in numerator and denominator with respect to x. So let's differentiate. So I'll get this as limit x is tending towards infinity. So differentiation of this is n into x raised to power n minus 1 divided by differentiation of e raised to power of x is e raised to power of x. Now again, if you check for x is tending towards infinity, again you will get the same indeterminate format, that is infinity upon infinity. So again I'm going to apply L'Hopital rule here. That is limit x is tending towards infinity, I'll get this as n into n minus 1 multiplied by x raised to power n minus 2. Similarly divided by e raised to power of x, differentiation of e raised to power of x is e raised to power of x. Now I can generalize this thing is, I can write this as, again you see here it is indeterminate format infinity by infinity as x is tending towards infinity. So that means this term will vanish and I have to write all the derivatives here. So if as soon as I write all the derivatives, I'll get x is tending towards infinity, I'll get this in numerator as n factorial, because I'll be getting n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 into so on up to 1. So I'll be getting n factorial. In denominator I'll be getting e raised to power of x. Now see here, this is a finite value because this is for any index n. So this is a finite value. Divide by e raised to power of x, and here x is tending towards infinity, so this is infinity. Now a finite value upon infinity is tending towards 0. So the value of this limit will be 0. Now I'm going to write I of n. So I got directly the relation between I of n and I of n minus 1. That is one reduction formula I got, and the limit for this one is 0. So the formula is I of n is equal to n times I of n minus 1. Now using this, I'm going to solve the value of for I of n in the next page. Now previously I got the value of I of n in the terms of I of n minus 1, that is I of n is equal to n times I of n minus 1, and our main objective was to calculate the value of this integration for any index n. So here if you replace n by n minus 1, you will get this as I of n minus 1 is equal to n minus 1 into I of n minus 2. Now again you replace n by n minus 2, you will get this as I of n minus 2 is equal to n minus 2 times I of n minus 3. So on, the value of n will be decreasing. So I'll replace, in the end I'll replace n by n minus 1. So I'll get this as, see here n will cancel out, I'll get this as n tending towards 1. So here I'll get this as I of 1 is equal to 1 time I of naught. Now you're wondering why I'm doing this. See here, initially I told you if I remove x raised to power of n here, I can easily integrate, because integration of e raised to power minus x is, we can easily integrate, that is negative times e raised to power minus x. So for I naught I can easily calculate, and using this reduction formula, if I substitute the value back and forth, I'll get the value of I of n here. I'll show you. So I of n will be equal to n times I of n minus 1. Now I of n, I can replace here the value of I of n minus 1 in the terms of I of n minus 2. So that will be n into n minus 1 multiplied by I of n minus 2. Similarly, I can replace the value of I of n minus 3 in the terms of I of n minus 3. That is n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 multiplied by I of n minus 3. So on, if you do this, you will get this as I of n as n into n minus 1 multiplied by n minus 2, and so on up to 3, 2, 1 whole multiplied by I naught. And the value of I naught I can easily calculate. So this value, the product will be equal to n factorial into I naught, and it is equal to I of n. So once I know the value of I naught, I can easily calculate the value of I of n. That is our main objective. So I'll be solving this in the next slide. So I got this as I of n as n factorial multiplied by I naught. Now let's calculate the value of I naught. So to calculate I naught, I'll put this index as 0. So x raised to power 0 is 1. So integration will be 0 to infinity e raised to power minus x d of x. Now integration of this is negative times e raised to power minus x. The lower limit is 0, upper limit is infinity. So I'll get this as negative times, I'll keep outside. If I put infinity here, I'll get this as 1 upon e raised to power infinity, minus, if you put this as 0 here, you'll get this as minus 1. So 1 upon infinity, 1 upon e raised to power infinity is infinity. So 1 upon infinity will be 0, and I'll get this as negative 1 is 1. Now to calculate the value of I of n, I need to multiply n factorial with I naught, and the value of I naught just now I have calculated, that is 1. So the value of I of n is equal to n factorial, and that is our final answer. That will be all for this problem, and thank you.